risking their lives and their freedom, migrating to the U.S. with the help of smugglers. Smugglers who are often accused of everything from sexual abuse to extortion, some taking terrible advantage of the vulnerable migrants they purport to help. And some of those migrants are children, as record numbers of unaccompanied minors have been headed north recently, many from Central America. Some make it to the U.S., and others get caught by Mexican officials and end up in government-run shelters like this one. Either way, it's likely their families paid smugglers to bring them here. Officials at this shelter say about 3/4 of the kids here were smuggled, a horrifically dangerous trip. The shelter's psychologist says they can be raped, they can be robbed, they can be extorted, they can die on the journey. This 14-year-old girl says she was smuggled from Guatemala and that along the journey passed from smuggler to smuggler, the threat of rape was always there. At times, crowded into a van with many others, she felt like she couldn't get enough air. We couldn't make any noise, she says. They would only open up these little windows for a bit and then they would close them. It felt like you were choking. Human smuggling like this is often run by loosely organized groups, but sometimes, and especially in Mexico, experts say there is a big role played by organized crime. The cartels that operate so freely here. Smugglers bringing people north either work directly for those cartels or they work independently, but they have to pay the cartels for the right to move through certain territories.
Human smuggling is a multi-million-dollar industry, and I would venture to guess that it's approaching $1 billion industry.
Former Border Patrol El Paso Sector Chief Victor Manjarres says some cartels have used that money to create wide-reaching, sophisticated smuggling networks.
And it's almost like a Fortune 500 company dealing with their supply chain.
And at the very end of that chain, smugglers like these, the men that we would later follow to the wall. They say they work for La Línea, an armed wing of the Juarez cartel. Each migrant they cross pays the cartel roughly $2,000, a staggering sum for most migrants that often leaves them penniless. The smugglers say the cartel gives them a small cut for performing what they call a service. We try to help them, he says. People come and ask for help, kids, women, men. We support them. But this isn't some selfless act. They get paid for this, and they are part of a system where rape, extortion, kidnapping, and even murder are rampant.